Good evening. I'm Carlos Marin, and I want to correct a gross misstatement. I'm not the founding member of Amnesty International Chapter 248. I'm one of the members. Back close to 30 years ago that we, as volunteers, and let me emphasize that we are all volunteers, largely the members of the chapter as well as myself, we've been involved with Amnesty for many years in that capacity. So whatever we do, bear in mind that it's not our main source of any source of income by any means, but it's not a profession either. It's our interest in ending human rights violations throughout the world, and that's what Amnesty has as its greatest strength. The fact that people of all walks of life can participate and have done so since its founding in 1960 to end gross violations of human rights, including torture, including disappearances, including extrajudicial executions, and a whole array of violations against civil and political rights. That's historically been Amnesty's focus. However, the organization as a whole is also now centering its attention slowly but surely in all human rights, those that are under the umbrella of economic and cultural rights as well, cultural and social rights. Tonight, we are gathered here to hear the story of Amado Rodriguez. We are doing so under a campaign, current campaign that Amnesty has to counter terror with justice. And this campaign is aim, its objective is to remind the governments of the world who are engaged in different levels of struggles and wars and so on against so-called terror to not forget the international treaty obligations they have to protect human rights. Amado's story, as you will learn, is one that has moved me tremendously. Amado is one of the most courageous persons I've ever met, and he spent 23 years in prison in Cuba in two different regimes, two different sentencing regimes. He was arrested first when he was about 18 years old, but he participated in the struggle against the Batista regime when he was 13 years old and had to leave the country at a very early age because of his affiliation with the movement 26 de Julio, 26th of July. And it was because of his struggle against totalitarianism that he was jailed on two different occasions, spending 23 years overall. In that period, he spent time in several prisons. He was one of the last, if not the last, prisoner called Plantado, who survived and made it out of prisons in Cuba. Coming out of Cuba in 1989, his freedom resulted from the intervention of different human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, who had declared him prisoner of conscience. Amnesty considers prisoners of conscience those who have been imprisoned for their ideas, their beliefs, but who have not advocated violence. While Amado did conspire in his earlier years against the regime, his struggle against totalitarianism is a principled struggle. And from this principled strength, he was able to, in my opinion, challenge the government, the state, security state of Cuba to let him, in the end, be free. So without further ado, I would like to let Amado tell you his story. Thank you.